Where your last name is in reverential quarters. Your thoughts on coming up and playing?
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Last time I was here in the Olympics 2010, and it's a great city. I'm privileged to be out here playing.
How has the struggles been, or how would you define your couple of years in professional baseball?
I've learned a lot. I was in the Arizona League last year, all year, and a whole year down there under my belt. I learned more than in 1 year, probably my whole life.
And do you continue to have the passion and the push, or do you have a guideline for you as to when you might be able to keep on jumping up leagues?
Oh, I can only focus on my game, and I come out here and work hard just like all the other guys on my team, and you can't really set a time frame. You just got to go out there and work hard.
Fatherly advice comes in what form in this sport?
Oh, ever since I was little, he's preached to me, work hard. You do the right things and you play hard on the field, the good things will happen. All sports are kind of the same, and he's helped me throughout my whole career.
All right, be honest. More questions.
Shoot. Oh, I don't know. Probably my dad. No. No comment.
Do you get much abuse from your teammates about the media attention that you do get?
A little bit, but they're all cool about it. They're good guys. I've been with them for about a year and a half now, and we've been playing together for a long time, and hopefully we have a good year.
Yeah, your number 9, is that a tribute to your dad, or 99, or is it a Gordie Howe thing, or what is it?
No, it's my dad. I've looked up to my dad ever since I was a little kid watching him play, and I'm honored to wear number 9, and I don't know, maybe one day 99, I don't know, we'll see.
Tell us a little bit about yourself as a player.
I just go out there and work hard and play with the rest of the boys, and I try to go out there and compete every day harder than anybody else, and talent can only take you so far, so I just go out there and play hard.
I know you've answered the question a million times, but hockey, why didn't you play hockey as a kid?
Growing up in LA, all my buddies, they were playing baseball and football, and I just, my parents showed me every sport. They introduced me to everything, and they kind of just let me do what I wanted to do, and they never really pushed me towards anything, and baseball just so happened to work out, and I'm privileged to be here. I'm privileged to be in the Cubs organization, getting an opportunity.
Yeah. Was that a tough choice to go baseball or football, or was baseball the clear winner always?
It was tough. I got hurt my senior year of high school football, but it was tough. I always kind of knew I was going to go back to baseball. I just didn't know when. But like I said, I'm privileged to be here.
Your dad always was obviously a great talent, but just the guy who's got the great IQ for his sport. How much of that do you have, and how do you apply that to baseball?
He's a great one. I try to do my own thing. I'm out here grinding like all the other guys. But he tells me to work hard and be mentally stronger than everybody else. But like you said, mentally part of the game. He's helped me with a lot of that. Being a baseball player himself, he grew up playing and he loves the game, and he gets out here as much as he can. So it's pretty cool.
Is the grind of professional baseball what you expected?
Yeah, you sign up for it, but you can't complain about anything. There's so many kids that want to be in our shoes right now, and we can't really, complain about everything. We just got to go out there and compete hard.
Trevor, where do you need to get better in your view?
Everything. I'm not even close to where I want to be. I want to be bigger, stronger, faster, and I got a long road ahead of me. So we'll see what happens.
When you travel with the team to other stops, does the Gretzky name get as much attention? Or were you able, growing up where you did, were you able just to kind of be a regular kid?
No, yeah, I was lucky. Growing up in LA, no one really bothered him. I was, just like every other kid. My dad's just like every other dad. He comes out and supports me, and I love him for that.
He come check out. Someone said when he comes to the game, he'll just go buy a ticket, and that's quietly. Has
Yeah.
he got some anonymity in this league when he comes watches?
No, he just goes, buys a ticket, and he comes and watches just like all the other dads. He's the most normal guy there is out there, and I love him for that.
Will he show up in Vancouver this week?
I think he will. I think he'll be here this weekend. Yeah.
That should boost ticket sales.
It's already sold out. Did he get him a first pitch possibly for these guys?
I don't know, man. I got to focus on the series and what I can do for the Boise Hawks. I can't be worrying about him.
I haven't told Wayne I was a big Flames fan growing up, so when he was winning Stanley Cups in Edmonton. But it's a neat deal. Trevor's a great kid, and you just saw him firsthand, up close and personal, and as far as I'm concerned, just another 19, 20-year-old that is learning how to handle the ropes in professional baseball, but he's obviously been well schooled and handles himself very well. But yeah, it's a neat deal for him.
Where does he need to improve as a player?
Well, I think just overall, you know, we're trying to find out what position is best. He's best going to be served, and you know, he's spending some time in the outfield at first base. Obviously, swings from the left side. You know, he just needs to get bigger and stronger and go through the process. But I think left field's probably going to be his best position. So, you know, the bat's going to be very important. We signed him. He had arm surgery right after we signed him, so he was a little bit behind the 8 ball there. So he's still getting his arm strength back, and you know, he'll get a chance to play tonight against a right-handed pitcher. And so I know he's excited, and he's looking forward to any opportunity he can get. We've been pretty strong in the outfield, and our outfield has done a good job. So I know he's anxious to get some at-bats and get some playing time.
From your point of view, what is it about sons of professional athletes that seem to allow them to keep on going? Is it the fact that mentally they maybe are aware of what it takes?
You know, I think so. But, you know, every one of them is different. And we have a few guys on this club with Shawan Dunston Jr., Daniel Lockhart, whose dad played in the big leagues for a long time. And you know, every kid's different. I mean, I have 4 kids myself, and it's amazing how 4 of them are wired differently. And but I think, you know, those kids that grow up in that type of environment, you know, in a clubhouse, for example, this is their playground. They're very aware. You know, they I guess have a little bit of comfort being around it because they grew up in it. And but it's not easy too. You know, I'm sure sometimes. I mean, I look at it and. You know, I don't know if I'd want that wished upon my little one, but you know, they do a great job with it, and I think it helps them in the long run. Just growing up in this type of playground, where when they finally get there, there is a sense of ease to it, I guess, and they handle themselves pretty well.
What kind of athlete is he?
Well, he's a good athlete. You know, again. If you look at his body type, you know, he's wiry and long and thin. You know, he's got a little bit on his dad, so I'm sure he can take Wayne down if it came down to it. But, you know, he's got to put on some pounds and get stronger. If he's going to profile to a left fielder at the major league level, you know, those guys need to hit with some power and be able to do some things offensively. So the frame's there, and it's just going to take some time to put on some muscle and some strength, and but that I think is a priority. He's well aware of that. Sometimes it's tough to do for these kids in this grind. You know, hopefully that we can just maintain their strength through the season, and it's during the off season that's critical for him. So, you know, I think he has a better understanding of that of each day. We have all the resources within our organization for these guys to get stronger, and I know he'll take care of that in the off season.
He said he has a hunch his dad is going to be here this weekend. Might that influence your lineup decision?
No, I mean that's the great thing about Wayne and talking to him in instructional league. You know, that really has no bearing. You know, it's great. He lets us do our jobs, and he understands what it's all about. You know, they've got a place in Coeur d'Alene just outside of Spokane, and so he was there during the Spokane series, and you know, Trevor got 1 game under his belt, and so you know, I guess some people might look at it that way, but you know, for me, Wayne knows that you gotta earn those at bats too, and there's no special treatment whatsoever. So
you see the attention that he's getting. You see the attention he's getting here in a city like this one, but
yeah.
You know, not a ton of hockey hotbeds in this loop. Does his name carry much weight in other stops?
Yeah, everywhere we go. Yeah, everywhere we go, somebody wants to talk to him, and you know, of course, coming up here and being Canadian myself, you know, one of the requests that I had to our people was, hey, let's just do it all in one shot and have everybody come out, which is great to see. And I talked to him about it and asked him if he was okay with it too, because, you know, I'm looking out for his best interests, and, you know, I want him to be just a normal 19, 20-year-old and learn his ropes each day in pro ball. But yeah, he pretty much gets requests wherever we go, and you know, everybody wants, whether he's starting or not, they want people to throw the first pitch out and he can meet people. And so that's where, I mean, I look at it. He's done an outstanding job. I mean, he's never complained about it. Even when we talked about coming out up to Canada, you know, he said, hey, whatever you think, Skip. And, you know, so he's a true professional for a young player, and sometimes I've got to remind myself of that he's still a puppy.
What do you need to do to get more games at this level?
Just continue to work hard. You know, it's a big adjustment for these kids, just the grind, you know, our travel schedule, playing every day, and showing up every day to go to work. So he's handled that very well, and you know, I think he knows kind of where he is in the mix of things, and yeah, he wants to play more, just like every player in our lineup. When they come here, they expect to see their name on the lineup card, but you know, when they don't, they're going to get their work in and be ready to get their name called, hopefully before the game ends, and if not, they'll start all over the next day being ready to go. And so that's the biggest thing for me, is just making sure I communicate that with them. And sometimes they worry about things that are outside of their control, and they just got to make sure they focus on what they can control, and at the end of the day, things will happen. Everybody will get their opportunity at this level, and you know, he's going to get another opportunity tonight. So I'm looking forward to see how he performs, and if anything changes from you know, all the hype maybe, and all you guys showing up, and I'm curious to sit back and just see how he handles it and what he does with his at-bats during the game and how he plays the outfield, and that'll be another day of work where we'll reevaluate and get ready for tomorrow.